So welcome back to the channel again. This is part two. Part one, I repaired the rear passenger side door window regulator with mechanical failure. On this one though, we're looking at the passenger door window this time. Unlike the rear one, which had some life in it, this one has absolutely no life in it whatsoever. So it feels like an electrical problem, and it could be on this door or it could be on the driver's door because there's master switches on that side as well. I don't know which it is. So I'm going to take this door apart. I've got a choice, but I'm going to take this one apart and just see what we can find. Basically following the same procedure as I did on the rear door. So we're going to find screws down here, one in here. We've got 1, 2, and there'd be another one round here, possibly just in behind that plastic there, that needs unscrewing to pop off the panel. So let's get started. So same procedure as before. I'm going to pop out the little plastic covers on the screws. There's one, there's number 2, one on the inside. Come round here. I think it's this one here. Pop it out. Yep, there's a screw in behind there, and there's one more just here, and that's popped open as well. Right, let's get a screwdriver on it. Take that cover off, get it out of the way for the minute. And the final one. There we are. Underneath here is a little hole. It's just there, and if you just pop the panel, there's little clips. Give it a yank. One thing I've not done is we've got to remove this panel. There it comes. Come on, off you come. There we are. Right, now this one's got a little speaker in it, so we're going to need to pinch and remove, I would suggest, just for the moment, which looks like it's like that. There we are, pinch and remove. Right, that leaves this ready to come off. So let's open up and see what we've got. There we are. Turn the door around. We've got the window control is here. Now I'm just going to disconnect that just for the moment, like that. There we are. Now what's to do next? Electrical, or yeah, I think I've got the pin out for this, so I might just see what we got in the way of volts coming into here, and then also test the switch before I go any further. Okay, this is a little bit tricky to demonstrate because frankly I had to use my wife to help me out, but I'm using a multimeter, and I'll put this up anyway, but I've downloaded a little circuit diagram and a pin out for this connector, which is the connector to the Windows switches. And basically I've buzzed out the switch while my wife was switching it backwards and forwards, and just to make sure I've got continuity through the switch, and the answer is yes, I have. So the fault is not in the switch. So the next thing to test is what have I got in the way of power coming out of this connector. Essentially though, the motor sits on, according to this, pins 1 and 4. Really got to refer to the diagram to fully understand how this thing's wired. But I'm going to do a quick check now and see whether I can see switch volts coming out of that connector. If I have, and I know that this switch is working, then the next place is to accuse the actual motor has fried, and I'm going to go down that end of the door and look for voltage actually appearing on the motor. If I see that volts, then the motor's dead, and it needs replacing. Let's see how we get on. Right, so now I'm going to check this connector. What I should be seeing is, and I can use the chassis here as an earthing point as well, but on pin 6, which is actually the middle one there, I should see 12 volts. If I can just get in there like that, and sure enough I'm seeing 12 volts. So I've got power coming over to this door. Now if I go on to pin 2 this time, which one's that? Pin 2 is that one, and my wife actually clicks up the up and I see 12 volts as well. So the up is coming over quite nicely from the door on the other side. Let's just check whether we've got the down, which should be pin 7, which one is that? Pin 7 is over this one, that one there, I believe. Yeah, so if you do the down this time, click down. Hello? Are you doing down now?
Yep.
And then I might be on the wrong pin. Let me just check. 7. Power switch down, pin 7, which is 1, 2, that one. Try it again. Yeah, I'm seeing it. There we are. That's the down. So all the power is definitely coming switched over and is coming over to this door, no problem at all. I know the door switch is working perfectly fine. It's starting to imply the problem is the actual motor on the window. So let's go inside the door now and check the motor. Okay, so this time I'm down at the motor. I've taken this plastic seal off, disconnected the connector from the motor, just putting my probes across the connector, and let's see whether we've got any voltage. That's interesting. Voltage that way and voltage that way. So if you can see that, I've definitely got switch volts going to this motor. I think the motor's gone. Just going to plug it up one more time, just prove that we haven't got anything. Ah, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, this is a turn up. It looks like the window was stuck, or it was a bad connection. I disconnected, I plugged it back up, plugged everything back up, and it started. If I can just find the started working. Although it's a bit unreliable on the up. There is something going on. There's something going wrong here. It's not quite. Maybe there is a mechanical trouble. Now it stopped working in both directions. Let's just double check the wiring again. I wonder whether we got to replace the whole mechanism on this side as well. Definitely got volts there, it's got volts there. Volts are getting here, but it's failing to drive the mechanism. Now, why would that be? I think I'm going to take it apart even more. What I'm looking for here now is some kind of mechanical stiffness, or is there a problem with the motor? It feels like the mechanism might be seizing in some way. Anyway, let's get stuck into it a bit more. So this door is now becoming a bit of a problem because it went from intermittently not working to not functioning at all. And I wasn't 100% convinced that it's still not an electrical problem with the switches, because you can actually read voltages through a bad switch, and it's only when it goes under load and current flows through it that the switch breaks down. So how am I going to prove that, first of all, the motor is working and that I've got a dead switch? So what I've done is, first of all, I taped up the window and I've unscrewed the motor, and I've just taped the motor just to the inside of the door here. Second thing I've done is this is the connector that goes into the window control on the passenger door, and I've overwired the connector, so I've gone between pins 7 and 4 and 1 and 2, and that effectively puts the switch on the driver's door directly onto this motor. So I'm eliminating effectively this passenger door switch, and let's see if we can get something working and prove that the motor works and maybe the driver's door switch also works. Let's give it a go. Ignition is on, so pressing down on the driver's door switch and it works, lifting up on the driver's door switch and it works in the reverse direction. So that's all working. So the good news is the motor's definitely working. The problem is definitely a switch related problem when it's under load, and it works on the driver's side. It doesn't work when I've got the passenger side connected in with it as well. Therefore my conclusion is this switch is burnt. Either I need to replace it or I might be able to get into it and clean it up, who knows. Let's give it a go. Right, let's take the switch assembly out. I seem to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, I believe. Let's see if we can get it out. Out it comes. Right. Okay, that's my switch assembly out. Let's see if I can work on it. Right, to get the switch assembly, there seems to be tags on each side. I'm just going to see if I can lift them up, and out she pops. Right, can I do anything about this switch? That's the next question. Okay, you've got two choices. You can go and buy yourself some new switches. This switch here is going to cost you £90 from Hyundai, and if you had to do the driver's side, you're looking at nearly 300 quid. The alternative, I've used some contact cleaner. It's called Servosol Super 10. Brilliant stuff. Sprayed it out, and if you have a look at this motor now, it is working perfectly fine. Well, there you are. I finally got the thing working, and frankly it was a bit of a head scratcher, this one. Interesting problem, totally electrical, but it just goes to show you that you can either spend an awful lot of money on new switches, and I mean a lot. Hyundai wanted 90 quid for this switch, and if I had to go on get the cluster on the other side, £300 for sake of a can of contact cleaner. Just spray out the switches and it works, which is fantastic. Anyway, it's been a bit of a head scratcher. Got to it in the end. If you've enjoyed this video, then give me a thumbs up, leave some comments, and think about subscribing. I do these videos, anything that takes my interest, fixing stuff. Of course, when the kids have problems with the cars, and I help them out as well. Anyway, I haven't finished. 2 doors done, and while I was messing here, I noticed that the down switch on the driver's door for the passenger window is also a bit flaky. So I'm now going to take that door apart and spray out that switch, and hopefully we're all good then. Anyway, catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. All the best.